In this video, I've compiled some straightforward yet genuinely impactful psychological techniques. I encourage you to use them with genuine intentions, not as manipulative tactics. While these tips won't magically enhance your charisma or confidence overnight, they can help you gain a better understanding of yourself and those around you, as well as shield you from potential manipulation. Please indicate your reaction with a thumbs up or down if you perceive this as a psychological trick. Let's get started. Firstly, it's important to recognize that people generally enjoy discussing themselves. Even if you consider yourself an introvert, you can appear quite outgoing to others. How does this work? When you find yourself in a social setting with unfamiliar faces, one of the simplest ways to initiate a conversation is by showing interest in the other person. For instance, "I really like your shirt. Where did you get it?" This approach offers a compliment and shifts the conversation focus to them. By asking such a question, you'll likely make a positive initial impression. So, if you ever find yourself at a loss for words, remember that asking someone about themselves can be a great icebreaker. Secondly, if you find that your conversation partner is hesitant to answer a question or seems to be holding back, try pausing the conversation while maintaining eye contact. Often, the other person will feel uncomfortable with the silence and start talking again. They might assume that you already know what they're keeping to themselves, prompting them to open up. Thirdly, subtly ask a question while nodding your head. This technique is frequently used by salespeople. When we pose a question and nod, the other person is more likely to agree. This is because they unconsciously mimic our behavior. Be cautious when interacting with sales clerks who are attempting to upsell you while subtly nodding along. Fourthly, use the phrase, "start with this," instead of "do this." This approach can be effective with parents or supervisors. If someone is struggling to begin a task, rather than saying, "do it," rephrase it as, "start with this." This makes the task seem more manageable, making it easier for them to get started. It's also great advice for those who tend to procrastinate. Once you start working on something that doesn't seem too daunting, you'll likely find yourself getting more involved and accomplishing more than you anticipated. Fifth, if you're experiencing feelings of guilt or other negative emotions, consider taking a shower. Researchers at the University of Michigan discovered that showering and washing your hands can help you release emotions such as guilt and sadness. The sixth tip is, if someone is snoring and keeping you awake, try tapping on a hard surface. Surprisingly, this can stop the snoring. It appears that the sleeping person's brain shifts its focus to the tapping sound, interpreting it as someone knocking at the door. Seventh, plan emotionally charged dates to create lasting memories and potentially deepen someone's feelings for you. Engaging in thrilling adventures such as amusement park rides or escape rooms can create strong emotional connections. Memories linked to intense emotions are more likely to be remembered. Additionally, a person's nervous excitement during these activities could be mistaken for romantic butterflies, potentially leading them to develop feelings for you. At the very least, you'll have a memorable experience. Eighth, express gratitude for behaviors you appreciate. This increases the likelihood that they'll continue those actions. An experiment conducted in a daycare found that children who were thanked for cleaning up were more inclined to maintain order in the future. Ninth, consider the spotlight effect. We tend to overestimate how much others notice our actions and mistakes. In reality, most people are more focused on themselves and don't pay much attention to our slip-ups in public. So the next time you make a mistake in front of others and feel self-conscious, remember the spotlight effect. 10th, be mindful of the halo effect, which occurs when we assume that attractive people possess other positive qualities they may not actually have. Avoid being swayed by the charm of good-looking individuals. Their actual character may not match their outward appearance. 11th, incorporate people's names into your conversations more frequently. We have a natural affinity for hearing our own name, as it has been with us since birth. Using someone's name helps to build trust and likability. This practice is particularly effective when making requests, as individuals are more inclined to assist. Additionally, it's an effective way to capture someone's attention. 12th, engage in discussions about what you want to remember with others. Describing new information aloud, including specific details, can help solidify it in your memory. 13th, consider using reverse psychology. When something is prohibited, our desire for it often increases. Parents can employ this strategy to encourage children to eat their vegetables, for example. 14th, here's a parenting tip for dealing with endless why questions from children. When you're tired of answering or don't know the answer, simply respond with, "I'm not sure, what do you think?" This approach can help stem the flow of questions. 15th, help someone calm down by asking them to recall certain personal information. This technique is sometimes used by emergency responders with individuals experiencing high stress. Having them recite their phone number, address, birthday, or other simple details can help them refocus and gradually regain composure. 16th, employ the door-in-the-face technique. Start with a large request and then scale it down. People are more likely to agree to a smaller, more reasonable request if it follows a larger, more daunting one that they've refused. Psychologist Robert Cialdini first described this phenomenon in 1975, inspired by an encounter with a boy on the street. The boy initially asked Cialdini to purchase $5 Boy Scout tickets, which he declined. The boy then offered to sell him chocolate bars for $1 each. Despite not being a big fan of chocolate, Cialdini ended up buying some, realizing later that he had been subtly manipulated. In conclusion, these psychological techniques can enhance your understanding of human behavior and improve your ability to connect with others. It's important to use them ethically, aiming to enhance relationships rather than manipulate people. Give these strategies a try and observe how they can make your interactions smoother and more fulfilling.